what we've been playing. What we're playing, I'll just go ahead. While I was super sick last week, I just immersed myself in Banjo-Tooie, which was the sequel to Banjo-Kazooie.
This is the dark sequel?
The dark sequel. How
dark is it? Is it really dark?
It's not like super dark, but it's definitely like a tonal shift from the first.
Earthbound?
Not like that, but like one of the main characters gets killed in the opening cutscene, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? You know? I'm like, what the hell's going on? This is supposed to be an innocent game when you look at its characters and visuals and all that, but no, it was definitely it's one of those. It's a British game, so there's a lot of weird British humor in it, Darren, and it's definitely like just funny, like the way that it all plays out. But I'll say this: I played it. I went into it not knowing much about it, other than it was supposedly a darker take on the Banjo-Kazooie. But like, it's not dark. It's not like much darker. It's just a couple things, but it's very open. The levels are bigger, and they're supposedly all interconnected in some way. There's like this train that goes to every like levels, and you're supposed to like find the openings to make the train get there and all that. So like, they try to interconnect the world. And it's ambitious for an N64 game. It's like open world in a way. But the Jiggies, which is like the equivalent of the stars in Mario 64, which is what you're trying to get. There's 10 of them in every level. They just made them super cryptic to get. It's like in the first game, everything was contained in this one level. You had 100 music notes to get, 10 Jiggies, 5 creatures called Jinjos that you had to find. And like it was like, okay, I'm not leaving this level till I find all of it. And it enticed you to explore every nook and cranny. Here, it's like you can't get every Jiggy because you have to come back later and backtrack to this level because you got to set something off in another level. And it's like, yo, if you're playing this for the first time, you are going to get lost and confused. And
so you have to do things in certain levels to trigger events in other levels?
Yeah, and like I go to the opening level, and in my mind, I'm just playing Banjo-Kazooie again, but like new levels. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm getting 10 Jiggies. No. I'm at 7 Jiggies. I'm like, where's the last 3 Jiggies? And then I look it up, and it's like, no, you got to like go to World 3 and do something there, and then you got to come back later and get it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And it hurts to pull out the guide, huh?
Well, that's the thing. This ended up being a game where I just followed a guide, and because I was following a guide, I'm like, I might as well go for 100%, and that's what I did. I fucking 100%ed Banjo-Tooie.
You're fucking nuts.
Reluctantly though, because it wasn't like I was having a great time. Like,
they twisted your rubber arm. Like, you just got the OCD locked in.
I did, yeah. I was just like, you know what, I got to see this through now. But like,
how was it?
Like, you know what's funny? As a game, it should be better than the first one. A lot more moves, a lot more abilities, a lot more levels, a lot. Like, you could play as another character. There's, oh Jesus, guys, there are first person shooter levels, and it made me fucking nauseous, dude. Because I think Rare, like, they had just released GoldenEye, so they were like on this high top, like, oh yeah, we're the fucking first person shooter people. Let's put it in Banjo-Tooie.
That's your kryptonite.
And I was like, yo, fuck this. This is the worst part of the game. And it happens like 3 or 4 times. And the ending, the boss fight is a fucking first person shooter segment. So I'm like, oh my
Interesting.
God. I had to power through that. But look.
So that's all it is with you? It's a dizzy thing with the first person shooters?
No, usually it's not. But this one made me dizzy. Like nauseous. Like I wanted to throw up.
Interesting.
So like, this is so bad.
To...
And the controls aren't there. It's not like modern controls. Like I can't explain it, but it was horrible. So I'm over here trying to love this thing, and it's not loving me back, and it was a bummer. But I'm over here 100%ing it, and like I said, on paper it should be better as a video game. But the first game was just a way better experience for me, and I'll take that any day. So, oh man, it like I liked it still. You know, it's still Banjo-Kazooie at the end of the day, but like.
Hit us with it.
The backtracking and the puzzles and all that crap, I was like, yo, this is so fucked up. Like, the backtracking is insanity. Like, you're going to a level 3-4 times. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, let's take it easy.
Is it strictly padding?
I want to say yes, because it's like, for example, there's this one that you do where the water level of the game, there's these mole kids that want to go for a swim, but the water is dirty. So you go to one level and you make the water Like, this is another level. You do something in another level, and the water is not dirty anymore. But then you have to go to another level to make the water not cold anymore. So it's like, yo, fuck you, man. It's like, I gotta do all this shit, and then I gotta remember to go back and get the jiggy so I could say I did it. So it's like, yo, man, this is crazy.
I mean, I guess they're trying to be really creative with that fetch mission. It's like, oh, right, here I go to go do this other thing.
That's what it was. And, like, I don't know, man. I still love the music. I still love the visuals and all that, but, like, yeah, the first game was just so much better. I just in the way it plays. Like, I think I would just rather do that than ever do this again. I think that's why I did the 100%, because I'm just like, I know I'll have no reason to come back to this goddamn game.
Relax, buddy.
You see the
with
back
that being
of it,
said,
see you later. Like,
I'll give it this too. It handled the ending better than the first game. I remember my gripe with the first game was the ending was like a board game that I had to do randomly. In this one, it was a trivia show with questions, and I'll take that any day. That was a lot more manageable than the stupid board game. So if I gave the fucking first game a 9 out of 10, I'll give this one like a 7.5 out of 10.
That's still pretty good. I thought you were going to give it a 6.
No, it's still a good game.
That from that.
Yeah,
it's
you need to relax, dude.
It's just the Banjo-Kazooie fucking threshold was so high, and I was kind of let down by this. But, you know, this game has its fans, though. A lot of people like this one more. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, that's
to each their own. To each their own.
That's a 7.5.
Yeah.
There you go. So
7.5.
A lot of people like first-person shooters. You don't.
Yeah, well, like, fuck, the first-person shooter thing was like, you're first person, you go into a maze, and you got to find 15 sticks of dynamite to not even shoot at. You could shoot eggs because your gun is your bird, but you could use the bird's beak to like split the dynamite, and that's what you're supposed to do. But the minute you split the first dynamite,
Peter's gonna be mad at that one.
Oh, 100%. A timer starts. And you have like 100 seconds to find the 15 fucking dynamites. But like, this place looks the same no matter where I go. And even following a guide, like a video, I was still like fucking like infuriated by this. I'm like, Jesus, this game has like, it's just too cute. Just stick to what you had going. Like, goddamn. But
wow.
With that being said, I'm done with Banjo-Kazooie. The next game, technically, if I don't want to go the handheld route, because there was like 2 handheld games that were pretty small, the next one's on, and the last one is on Xbox 360 when they made Banjo a game where you would build carts and shit. And I don't know if I want to play that, because that just sounds horrible. So I might just end it here, take my ball and go home, and enjoy Banjo-Kazooie for what it is.
That is the Ryan standard. That is the Ryan fucking... It is good for what it is.
It is good for what it is. I'm going to stop here before I disappoint myself any further. And yeah.
It's one step below I had a good time with it.
You know in The Godfather when Corleone says, "Look how they massacred my boy"? That is how I feel about Banjo. Look how they massacred my boy. Fucking Xbox.
But you gave it a 7.5, man. That's
no. I'm not talking about that game. I'm not talking about that game. I'm talking about the future that happened. Like the Xbox game. It's like, what happened? Even the redesigns of the characters, they look like they're on crack. It's like, what did you guys do?
I think with the right quality of life improvements, you can improve any game and make it a lot better. Like I would have probably had fonder memories of older games from the 90s if you didn't have to start at the beginning once your 3 lives were gone.
Oh my God, those were the shitty
If you
days.
could just continue on, with some kind of even like a nerfed penalty system, whatever, we'd be willing to go through it again. But once I had to go back after I've been on that fucking Super Nintendo for 8 hours and my mom wants me out of the house because it's Saturday afternoon, I'm gone, dude. I'm not going to give her another shot now,
Yeah,
exactly.
But just stuff like that. Now, if you could have unlimited continues and things like that, or, whatever, like I said, some kind of a system, but, well, you get it. Times are tough.
They also there's like transformations in the game. Sorry, I'm not like last thing. I just think it's hilarious. It's pure 90s humor, or 90s not humor, but like it's just the stereotypes of the time. They have this African native Indian woman as a new character in this game, and she's got like huge tits, and like she transforms Banjo into all kinds of shit for the level. But it's like, why? Why are you here? It's like, what is this? I'm playing as a bear and a bird, and there's like, I used to talk to a shaman that looked like a giant skull to transform me into things in the first game, but now he's unavailable. So now this fucking realistic like woman with big tits comes in, and she's the one that's gonna do it. It's like, what is this game? I don't.
It's so crazy because you'll see stuff like that, and you'll be like, what?
I recommend Banjo-Tooie if you like Banjo-Kazooie and you want more of it, but like realistically, I'm only gonna ever look fondly back on that first game. I think that's
all right. That's it.
Kind of where
I think we're done there.
We're done here. If you guys like this video, be sure to check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. Go even further and subscribe to Podcast Fresh wherever you listen to your podcasts for new episodes every week.